Good morning, all. Happy Monday. I'm Mary from Stampin' Piece of Mary Knabe. I live in Westerville, Ohio, which is outside of the Columbus area, and I'm happy to have you all here. I have a wonderful demonstration for you tonight. You have seen me use many times the beautiful Sweet is a Peach bundle. I'm going to be using that again today, but we're not making peaches. I'm going to show you how to make some other fruits with that peach bundle. And I will give you the color combinations of ink that I use for each of those. And we're going to make some really pretty cards to show off those fun fruits that we're going to make. First of all, I do have some announcements. You can now register for my Turtle Friends class to go. With that, you get the bundle, the stamp set and the punch. You get a PDF tutorial. You get supplies to make 8 cards, 2 each of 4 different designs. And 2 of them are right here. Super, super cute. And this class, I'm so excited, is turning out to be very, very, very popular. So I'm really excited to see that other people are so excited about this class. The deadline to register or pre-order that class to go is Friday, this Friday, July 2nd. Also, I wanted to make you aware of some online events I'm having in the month of July. There are 3 of them. On July 12th, I'm doing a kitten caboodle night. So the way that works is you go to my website and purchase a kit from our kits collection, and then you register with the link I give you, and then you just show up with your kit, whatever you're making, on Monday, July 12th with the Zoom link that I give you. We're just going to be gathering. Everybody will pick out their own kit, what they want to make that night. We'll be socializing. I'll have a quick game, and there will be 1 prize winner for that. And then I'll also do a door prize drawing as well for a Stampin' Up! Product. So lots of fun. I hope that this it takes off, because I would like to do it every month if I can, once a month. So something fun, that the new kits collections come in these fun box, just the same size as our paper pumpkin, but really versatile. You can reuse and repurpose the boxes. Here is one of the kits I purchased. So I'm excited about that. And then I have another one that I bought also. This is called For the Guys card kit. So I'll be working with one, maybe both of those, on that Kitten Caboodle night, July 12th. On July 16th, I have a super fun online cards and bingo night. The bingo nights have been well attended, and people have been asking for more of them. So I'm trying to appease everybody. The theme of this month's Cards and Bingo night on July 16th is Christmas in July. And I'll be featuring some of our new Christmas products from the annual catalog. Each person that registers will get the Forever Elegant stamp set. You will have the option to add on the coordinating punch, border punch for that, and you would get that at catalog price, no additional shipping, since you would already be paying for the cards and bingo event itself. And I'll also be incorporating some of the very pretty, I'm trying to see it here, let you see it, some of the very pretty Tidings of Christmas Designer Series paper. It's a 6x6 pack in our annual catalog. And guess what? It's one of those 9 Designer Series papers that will be on sale 15% off beginning July 1st. So if you're not aware of that, please know, mark your calendars July 1st. There are 9 different designer series papers from the annual catalog that you can purchase 15% off. And you know how I like designer series paper and I love creating with it. So you can bet I'll be taking advantage of that sale. Did you know, by the way, that for demonstrators, we get our discount on top of the sale prices. So when I purchase that designer series paper, 15% off, in addition to that, they will take off my discount as well. So we get a super deal. So if you are buying lots of Stampin' Up! Products, or you want to start your collection of Stampin' Up! Products so you can do more paper crafting and more stamping, the best deal you can give yourself is to purchase the starter kit. And sale items can go in the starter kit as well. And once you've purchased that starter kit, then you are entitled to an ongoing discount as long as you are maintain your status, $300 minimum per quarter. So it's not hard to do. And then when we have things on sale, you get the sale price plus your discount. Win, win, win all the way around. My third online event for the month of July will be on July 22nd, and it is the Hand Pen Memories and More card making class. Okay. And what you do for this, also very simple. You're going to purchase the hand-penned Memories and More card collection for $10. You'll also purchase the hand-penned Memories and More cards and envelopes, and there's 20 in a package for that. Also $10. If you want to add to your order, you certainly can. If you want to maybe order some embellishments to go with these, you can. But then you just bring those products, you order them, and they'll be delivered right to your house. And I suggest you order them by July 8th, just to have plenty of time for you to receive those. And then you just show up on July 22nd on the Zoom link. Again, a great time for socializing. I'll be showing you how to use those 2 products to make an assortment of cards. And I'll show you just a couple right here. Here's one. They're just easy, they're fun. How about that? Celebrate today. I'm just going through these kind of quickly, but I'll show you how to make some really nice, quick and easy cards. And that's just a few of them. We'll make at least 15 cards, and I will probably have a few extra projects to show you as well. So that's all of my announcements. Thanks for your patience as I went through all of those. If you would like to be getting those announcements and those notices and promotions on an ongoing basis from me, all you have to do is join my newsletter. And you can do that by going to www.stampinpeace.com. And there's a place there that you can subscribe to my newsletter. And if you wish, you can subscribe to my blog as well. All right, I'm going to flip my camera around because we've got lots of stamping to do. While I'm doing that, would you please share this Facebook Live and invite others to join in today's fun. As I said, today we would be using the Sweet as a Peach bundle, which includes the stamp set and a nice assortment of dies. I've got other ones in my little metallic dish here that I'm using. But we're not making peaches today. We're going to make blueberries, we're going to make cherries, and some plums. And after I got all this set up, I thought, oh, there's one more I can show you. So remind me at the very end to show you that. All right, I am starting with a piece of thick basic white cardstock. And this is cut to 4¼ inches by 11 inches, and it's scored at 5½ on the long side. So 4¼ by 11 inches. So you can get 2 out of a single piece of cardstock. Now, as you can see, I went ahead and die cut a pretty scallop border on 2 of these. I want to show you how to do this so that you can be successful with making pretty, using pretty border dies on your cards. I will let you know that this die, this scallop border die, comes from the Scalloped Contours die set. All right, it is one that goes with the Color and Contour stamp set, but I just love it for all its scalloped frames and rectangles, and especially this scallop edge or border framelit. Now, I am going to suggest that you use washi tape to adhere the die and the cardstock together on this platform so it doesn't move around. The other thing I'm going to tell you is, and I wanted to pull out, let's see if I have one here. This will work. And you can do whatever size you want. You can take off half, you can take off just a little bit, but I want to cut some of that card front off using my scallop die. On the other ones, I measured off 1 inch from the edge to where the die cut would be. So I'm going to do the same thing. You can use a ruler, something like that. I have a 1 inch piece of cardstock. So what I'm going to do is just line it up with the edge of my white cardstock, and then I'm going to line up my piece of cardboard. Works well too because it's a little thicker and a little easier. Then I'm going to line up my die across that. The other thing is, before I adhere it down in place with my washi tape, I want to make sure that my ends are equal. In other words, that it's centered, the die is centered equally. And that looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to go ahead and tape down the die to the bottom portion, that portion of the card front that I'm cutting off, okay? And I can pull this 1 inch strip away if I want. It's not a big deal if you want to leave it there. Of course, if you're using a ruler or something, you'll want to move that so you don't damage it. And let me give you an example of what happens when you don't line it up side to side, when you don't center it. Here's an example. Can you see this? How about if I put it right there? Can you see I've got a finished scallop on this side and half a scallop on the other? To me, it just looks off balance. So that's why I suggest you try to center that edge die or that border die between the 2 sides. And then you're just going to run it through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And it comes out nice just like that. And look how the sides are even. So take those extra few seconds to line up that border die nicely, okay? All right, I know there are lots of you watching. I thank you so much. Oh, wow, people from all over. I'm only seeing like 1 or 2 comments at a time, so I'm missing a lot of those. But I'll try to glance up. If you have questions, please ask. If I miss them during the live, I will go back, scroll through them, and answer any questions that you might have. So now I'm ready to make my first card. Let's put these over here. All right. For my first card, I'm going to be making some blueberries. Now, for the cards, just for the sake of time, I already went ahead and stamped and die cut the leaves and stems. I love that that die cuts all this out in one piece. And now I want to stamp some blueberries. So for my blueberries, I'm starting with Misty Moonlight, and then I'm going to add a touch of Night of Navy with my sponge daubers. They're kind of noisy, aren't they? Jiggling around in there. All right. So I'm going to, whoops, stamp with the Misty Moonlight. And then I'm going to use my sponge dauber to add just some additional ink. This is Night of Navy, and kind of gives us different tones of the blue. I don't know how well you can see that on the screen, but I can see the darker areas where I added the Night of Navy around some of the edges. So let me cut this out. I'll use my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine for the rest of my demonstration because I'm using smaller stamps and smaller dies. Again, if you want to hold your die in place, make sure they don't move, you can just add some washi tape around the outside edges. You want to keep that washi tape along the outside edges of the die so it doesn't cover the stamped portion, because you might pull some of that washi tape back and it will damage your stamped image. So that's why I say if you're using that, to put it on the outside edge of your dies. All right, let's make our fun card here. I have cut a piece of Misty Moonlight Designer Series paper. This comes from the In Color DSP pack, 6x6 DSP pack. And I've cut it 1 3/4 inches by 4 1/4. 1 3/4 by 4 1/4. And the reason I'm doing that is I love this edge, but this scallop edge will look so much nicer and fancier if I add some pretty paper to the inside of the card. So it also makes it a little more decorative inside your card as well. Doesn't that make a huge difference having that there? Lisa, welcome. Your first time catching me live. I am so happy. You just made my morning. It's so wonderful. I have a really nice group of followers. And I have to say, I really look forward to, I was just telling this to somebody yesterday. I really look forward to going live, and I do it several times a week. So sometimes I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, but I really do like that I'm able to connect with people all over the country, and sometimes from other parts of the world too. So welcome. I'm going to put the leaves right in the center here. And then to add my blueberries, they could really go anywhere, but if you want a guide as far as, you know, which blueberries you have and what position they're in, how they fit to the leaves, you can just use the stamp case to do that for you. And I'll add these with some dimensionals, just like that. So there is my beautiful blueberry card. I think it looks really nice. I'm very happy with it. I think it could use something a little more, so I'm going to use, and where did I put it? Here it is. I'm going to use some baker's twine. I'm going to make a double bow, so I'm just doubling up my twine here, and then I'll tie a regular bow with those two threads held together. Just play with those loops and tails till you get your bow the size that you want. And pull it tight. You'll want to trim the ends. And then I use a glue dot. I use a glue dot to adhere it. And I just press down the knot of the bow onto a glue dot, lift it off, and I can stick it right on. Super cute, right? Now you might have some other ideas of how you want to embellish this card even more. We have some tiny little flowers that you might want to stamp around there. You can add some bling, maybe rhinestones or pearls, something like that. You could even do a very narrow strip of cardstock, plain cardstock right along here. But I think it's great just as it is. But like I said, you can always pump it up, take it up to the next level by adding more embellishments. But I just think it's a sweet summertime card. So again, for the blueberries, Misty Moonlight and Night of Navy. I will let you know that on the stems and leaves, I used Pear Pizzazz and Mossy Meadow. Pear Pizzazz and Mossy Meadow for the leaves. All right, let's do another. Again, I've pre-cut this and die cut that edge. I'm going to add some Real Red DSP. This is from the, I think it's the Regals collection. This is that from that 6x6 Designer Series paper pack. I love those. Just like that. And now let's stamp some cherries. And of course you can, I'm giving you suggestions for color combinations, but feel free to make your own. If you would like brighter berries, I kind of tried to go with a realistic color for blueberries. But if you want something brighter, try the Pacific Point. And I think that would be fun too. So now, let me make sure my stamp is cleaned. So I'm just going to tap it into my chamois. There we go. And to make my cherries, I'm going to stamp with tap with Real Red. And then I will add a second layer of color with Cherry Cobbler, which is my all-time favorite red, I have to say. Okay, so I started with Real Red, and now I'm going to use a sponge dauber to just add some Cherry Cobbler ink in certain spots just to give it a little more variation in color, and it just blends right in. Look how nicely that turned out, if I do say so myself. I guess that's kind of, is that a bad thing to kind of share your accomplishments or success? And you might also want, and this you might want to do with Poppy Parade and Cherry Cobbler, depending on if you want the brighter orange looking cherries or if you want the deeper color. You can even go darker than this, doing all Cherry Cobbler, but I think this is a nice representation for what I want to do. Now I am ready to die cut my cherries. I love too that you stamp 3 in just one quick and easy step, and then you die cut all 3 at once with one quick and easy step. And these stamps and dies are, whoops, not quite lined up properly here. Let me try again. You want to make sure all of your plates are lined up so that it will go through your machine easily. I really like the mini. I do find that like when I'm sitting down, like I am now, it's easy for it to bounce around. It's very light. Whereas when I'm standing up, I guess I'm putting more pressure on it straight down when I hold it. But honestly, I use the mini much, much more than I use my big machine since I got this. And really that's because most of our dies do fit in the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And really if you're using a lot of embossing folders, you want the big machine. But this mini will cover most of our dies that we have. And I just find it really quick and easy to grab from my shelf right next to me. All right, let's put our cherry card together now. Once again, I've pre-stamped and pre-cut. I'm gonna cut some little edges here. My leaves. The leaves were stamped with Old Olive, and then I tapped on Mossy Meadow ink. I use that same color combination of greens for all 3. Just a little bit. Okay. Is it hot where all of you are? It's pretty hot in Central Ohio today, but honestly, I am not complaining when I hear about what's going on out west. And it never even occurred to me that like people in Oregon, a lot of people in Oregon and Washington don't have central air conditioning. And I thought, whoo, baby, they're roasting if it's, 106, 112. So I'm grateful for my just in the 90s temperatures in Ohio today, and grateful for my air conditioning to come into after I walk or work outside in my yard or whatever. But if you are in one of those zones that's super, super, super hot, please take care of yourself and your family, your friends and neighbors as well. Check on each other. Oh, is that sweet or what? I love that. I love that. All right, and I think it could also use a linen thread double bow. And when you're making bows, take that, that extra second or 2 or 3 to, have the loops on each side even and to trim off your ends nicely. Ah, I love it. I love it. All right, now we are going to, I don't know why I made that third one. That's not really what I need. For the next one, we're going to make plums. Does anybody like plums? I need another piece of scrap here. To make the plums, I am using Gorgeous Grape ink, and then I'm going to add in some Blackberry Bliss. Okay, Blackberry Bliss, find my right dauber here. And plums are larger than blueberries and grapes. So, oh, Shanda says she likes plum. I have not bought any plums this year. I just thought of that when I was prepping for today's Facebook Live. Of course, I picked up my peaches from the peach truck, so I'm a little overwhelmed with all my pounds of peaches. So I first inked up my stamp with the Gorgeous Grape ink, and then I tapped on some Blackberry Bliss. I'm going to do another one. It's a good idea when you're mixing colors like this to wash off or use your chamois to clean the stamp in between so you don't contaminate your ink pads too much with different inks. Now on this one, I'm going to leave just a tiny bit of the Blackberry Bliss on there. And you can see the difference in colors too, the different shades. I think they both work great, but you can decide how much variation in color you really want to show. So here's a little more, here's a little less with that Blackberry Bliss. And I'm ready to cut these out, but I also want to stamp the stems for those. Clean that plum stamp off because I'm going to show you one more fruit after this. Let's go ahead and stamp the leaves for our plums. I'll start with Pear Pizzazz, and then I will follow up with the Mossy Meadow. Switch daubers. There we go. I like too that these leaves can go either direction. There's not a right or wrong way. I know it's the little things, right, that excite me. Just bear with me. So you get a nice blend of the light and dark shades of green by using Pear Pizzazz and the Mossy Meadow colors. If you're making several of any of these images, I would suggest when you tap on the second color, you do it in slightly different places, because then it's going to look more natural, like more like nature, all the different shades. Okay, just like we did for our plums. Does anybody know why I try to only push in the ink pad so far and I leave some sticking out? It's just easier for me to grab and close. That way I'm not trying to push it out, and I usually get my fingers kind of inky when I do that. All right, let's die cut these. So I need the large peach die and the large leaves die. And I will be able to cut one plum and one set of leaves at the same time. Lay that down gently and hopefully they don't move too much. There we go. You can always add if you're die cutting more than one thing at a time. There's another good time that you might want to use some washi tape to hold things in place. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And I've got another set of leaves and another plum to die cut. Whoops, that one moved, but there's an example. I was trying to not take the time to use the washi tape, and you can see it moved a little bit when I started. Shanda, thank you. I love sharing those tips. Some I've learned on my own, just through experience. Some trial and error, or make a mistake and I need a solution and figure out some kind of tip to help me, and I like to pass them on. And some of those tips I've learned from other demonstrators. So that's what I love about this craft. That's what I love about our Stampin' Up! Community, is that we truly do support each other and share. And the more we share, the more we all grow and the more we all learn. So I'm using the Gorgeous Grape DSP. Again, having something behind makes that scallop edge really pop. And now I'm ready to add my couple of plums here. With some stems. And I'm going to add these, of course, with, you can answer this question for me, right? Or complete the sentence for me. I'm going to adhere these with Stampin' Dimensionals. Shanda, thanks. I'm always happy to share. Really just paying it forward. You know, learn from other people, and I want to share some of those tips too, or if I learn it on my own, you know, but either way, it's just, I feel it's important to share. It makes our life easier stamping, doesn't it? When we learn some of those fun tips. Oh, Mary Lou, awesome. I'm glad you just ordered this. You're going to love it. You are going to love it. I know you're usually on my Facebook Live, so I'm sure you've seen many of the things I've made with the peaches, but it's fun to know that the stamp set is really versatile and you can do some other fruits as well. So there you have the plums, you have cherries, and you have blueberries. Aren't they pretty? I love them all. And I did say, after I got started, I thought of one more thing that I should have made. And we're just gonna use this. This ends up being my scrap paper because I kind of goofed on the die cutting on that one for my sample. So I'm going to clean off this large peach stamp, and instead of making a peach or a plum, I'm going to use oh, this might be a good time to use, we can experiment a little, maybe some Poppy Parade. Can anybody guess what fruit I'm going to show you now? how about an apple? Let's just, I don't have other card materials prepared, but let's just experiment a little bit with some of the reds. You could even do yellows and greens, but let's experiment and make a few apples. Oh, my daubers in here. So I'm going to start with Poppy Parade. And then I've got Real Red. And I also brought out Cherry Cobbler. Oh, Jenny, tomato would be good too. Oh, you could do a nectarine. You guys are awesome. Oh, I might, I'm like down here making fruit salad and I've got peaches upstairs that I need to do something with. But gosh, you guys got me all excited now. You're thinking of other things I didn't think of. So we had tomato, apple, nectarine, anything else people thought of? Oops, I didn't quite get all my ink on there for the first one. So I'm using Poppy Parade and a little bit of Cherry Cobbler for this apple. You know, I think, I don't know when I'm not pushing down enough or something here. I think Poppy Parade would be a great color. Apricot, yes, great color for tomato, right? Oh, you guys are thinking of so many things. This is awesome. And what was the other one I was thinking? So here's just the Poppy Parade. I'm gonna put it up here so you can see. And you know what it is? I know what the problem is. And I can see it right on there. The ink needs to be blended a little bit. I must have re-inked my ink pad and not spread the ink enough, because I can see that it's kind of splotchy in the center, like those dots. Must have been in a hurry that day or something. Okay, so let's try this again. Oh yeah, that's nice. So it could be apple, it could be tomato. Sometimes too, if I'm experimenting with real life things and I'm trying to get color combinations, I'll actually look up things on Google. I might say varieties of apples, different types of apples, something like that. And they'll come up. And it's kind of fun. You can do that with the pansies too and peaches, because then you get a realistic look at some of these things, and it just, you can see the different colors in them. Let's do another one, but I'm going to add a third color, but I'm going to add a yellow. And I think I'll go with, not sure. I'm going to go with Fresh Curry, I think. So I'm going to ink up with Real Red. I'm going to add some Cherry Cobbler. And then I'm going to tap some Crushed Curry on there as well. And let's see how that looks. Oh yeah, you can see. I hope you can see. I think you can on the screen. How that little bit of yellow really changes it also. Isn't that cool? So fun. Okay, so let's make one more. I'll make a card after the live ends. I'll make a card, an apple card. So I'll use, what was I using? Poppy Parade. And then I will add some Cherry Cobbler. And then I'll add some Crushed Curry. Ooh, that's got even more color. So you can see just, it's a lot of fun. So experiment with these colors. I've given you some great color combinations. Let's just review those quickly so you can see the results of them. So for apples, I was using Poppy Parade, Crushed Curry, and Cherry Cobbler. Of course, you can certainly come up with your own color combinations as well, I'm sure. And then for the blueberries, I used Misty Moonlight and Night of Navy. Katie, you like the last apple the best? I think I do too. For the cherries, I used Real Red and Cherry Cobbler. And for the plums, I used Gorgeous Grape and Blackberry Bliss. So now you have 4 different fruits that you can make with your Sweet as a Peach stamp set. So if you're all peached out, and I might be all peached out by the end of the week because I have 25 pounds of peaches upstairs that I got from the peach truck on Friday. So I got to get busy making stuff and freezing and whatever. So just really fun. And like I said, you'll probably, this even looks like a kind of like a nectarine to me. But anyways, you're going to have lots of fun. I think this will be a fun stamp set to use during fall also in making some apples. And the apples would also be good like for teacher appreciation times or teacher gifts. Make up a set of apple note cards or apple thank you cards, things like that. Teachers love having cards on hand. So again, it's something I think that we can use much more than I thought at first glance. All right, I hope you like today's ideas. I'm going to give away a, what do I want to say? A linen thread. I have a brand new linen thread. I'm going to give away one of these packages of linen thread to one lucky winner. So if you have been watching, please be sure to comment. And if you would comment the word linen thread below, that will get you an entry into another entry into today's drawing. So this is how we used to get our linen thread, packaged like this. And I had a couple of those, and I love our linen thread. But now we get the Baker's Twine Essential Pack, and there's 5 colors included, so that's kind of neat. Actually, no, I think, is this still current? I can't remember now. Anyways, I am giving away a package of linen thread today because I think it's just fun, it's neat, and it really goes nicely with these cards. I'm going to add a bow to this last card. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing. I love that you share and are willing to invite others to join in the fun that we have together on my Facebook Lives. And thank you for your participation. I love it when you all are sharing your creative ideas or your tips as well. This bow I'm making a little bit larger and with some longer ends. And I'm going to add it at the top. Would you like one more tip? I'm going to give you this. It's kind of an organizational tip, but it helps. Oh, I like that. It's got the longer strands too. Here's a tip. I don't really drink shots, but I have a couple shot glasses around. Actually, this one I was given at a Stampin' event. And it came with some baker's twine in it. But if you have baker's twine or linen thread or something on a small roll, just drop it in here. Look how easy this is. And I keep it in there. It's easy access. I can be pulling and it's not rolling away or falling on the floor and then rolling away, as I've had happen. So there's another tip. Use a shot glass or some other very small container to hold on to those rolls of washi tape. If you have any questions about my Turtle Friends Class to Go or the online events coming up in July, or products, or need to place an order and you need assistance, please feel free to contact me at any time, and I'm happy to help you. If you are new to me and do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that you're working with and you need a catalog, please just message me or email me and I can get one in the mail to you. Have a great day, everybody. I will see you Wednesday at 8 p.m. Oh, and I should apologize for Friday. I was supposed to be doing a 2 p.m. Facebook Live, and I knew my daughter was coming over. And then in the morning, she was coming in the afternoon, but I told her I need to do this Facebook Live. And she's like, sure, whatever. Then in the morning, my sister and my niece stopped over, and Joan brought me a coffee from Starbucks, and we sat out. It was a nice morning. We sat out on the patio and back and talked for a while. They left, went back to working. Andrea came, whatever. It was like, I don't know, 2:45 or something. And I said, oh, I completely forgot my Facebook Live. Like, I totally flaked out. So my apologies for missing Friday, but I'm glad you're here today. See you on Wednesday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.